Hello, very nice to be back with you. Welcome to the start of a brand new season. Do you know, it always feels like the start of a new year when it gets into September, maybe because it's the start of a new term for many of us with kids, or kids going off to uni maybe, or maybe you work in teaching and it's kind of a chance to just restart and re-navigate everything. And I think this is such a great time of year, actually, just to think about how we want to be going forward as we step into maybe a little bit colder weather. Not right now, certainly not here in London in my studios, which is where I am, surrounded by my magazines. This is my wellbeing studios where my team and I put together the beautiful Liz Earle Wellbeing Magazine. And because it has just come out, and I know many of you this week, particularly if you're watching this in real time, have just got your copy or are just about to get it. So I just wanted to bring it to life a little bit and share a little bit perhaps from behind the scenes. So starting with the cover, so you can see our cover star is the wonderful Basil. Botanical Baz, if you want to follow her on Instagram, she is the Wellbeing Wonder Dog, sort of team mascot really. And I guess she's my grand dog because she is Lily's dog. She's a rescue dog, so she's from Battersea. And we're not really too sure what she is, but she is much loved and adored and an expert leaf chaser at this time of year especially. And she does occasionally make it onto the cover. We've got a few covers, I think, with her over the years, which I know many of you hopefully have enjoyed, those of you who've been regular subscribers. So about a year or more ago, we took the decision to come out of retail. So if you want to get the magazine, it is only available on subscription, but that means that we can bring it to you more cheaply. We can send it in the UK with free postage and packing, so you don't have to worry about getting out to the shops or finding it. And of course, we will send it all over the world. I mean, it travels literally to one end of the globe to the other. It goes to Australia and to Canada and to America and lots of places in Europe and Africa and all over. So it's just the extra postage cost, whatever that is. That's just what's added on. So what's inside? Well, so we always start kind of with a little bit of a welcome letter. There's usually an offer for my jewellery range. This particular 2 months, because we're bi-monthly, so this magazine is for September and October. It is the Ivy collection, if you haven't seen these. And these little earrings were actually designed by me as part of my botany collection. It's all in fair trade 24 karat gold vermeil, which is really thickly coated, either yellow or rose gold onto sterling silver. And they're handmade by artisan mine workers who work under the fair trade scheme, fair trade gold, down in Peru. And I always remember my mum, she had little ivy earrings, and I just kind of wanted to recreate those as a family thing. But ivy is also an amazingly resilient plant. Those of you who've got ivy, perhaps in your garden or have seen it growing up walls, know that it clings to all sorts of things and it grows pretty much under all sorts of conditions. And I guess it's a bit of a metaphor, really, for just holding on to life and being strong, and also being very beautiful and very sculptural. And the design of ivy, you get variegated leaves, which are different colours. And I just love it. It's just one of my favourite things. And in fact, what I'll often do in the wintertime is just get long trails of ivy and just lay them across a table, like a table runner, a natural botanical runner, and then you can put little tiny vases of flowers in between. So ivy is just one of those things that I think is a special plant. So talking about plants, I guess given my background working with medicinal plants and herbs and botanical things, there's always a plant theme that runs through the magazine. So in the content section, I'm not going to go through every page because I know lots of you actually enjoy really dipping in and just kind of having the magazine reveal itself. So I'll just really talk about some of the paces really. So health and beauty obviously is a main focus, and I've got some brilliant writers, I've got some great contributors, I've got doctors, researchers, medics, leading beauty journalists who contribute to the magazine. Then we also have a big section on food and drink, because I believe that we are what we eat. And in fact, I'm surrounded here by my books. I've got one of my first books up on the top shelf, if I can reach it. Here we go. This was a book that I did for the BBC. It was a series. Let me think. I was pregnant with my eldest son when I wrote this book and did this TV series for the BBC, and he is now 28. So that shows how long ago it is. But the message is really simple. It's called Eat Yourself Beautiful. There's me with really short hair. looking a bit kind of orange and a bit 1980s, but there we go. But what's in it is still true today. It's the fact that the food that we eat is very much the building blocks of our bodies, our mental health, and now we know so much more about things like the microbiome, which is why we write a lot about gut health as well. So you'll find that food and recipes are a big part of the magazine, and we always try and make it seasonal and make it local and sustainable and fresh, cooking from scratch, but making it really easy. You know, I'm like so many of us, super busy, love to cook, but don't really have that much time. Occasionally we'll do, you know, a bit of time for a big family feast, but very often I just want something like simple suppers and soups and really great tasting salads and easy pudding ideas. So we've got simple salads in here. There's a great recipe actually for a snack, which I will share with you because I don't want you to miss this. This is on page 69 if you have the magazine, and they are keto crackers, so they're sugar-free crackers. Do you see that? Full of seeds and goodness. So this particular recipe has sunflower seeds, pumpkin seeds, linseed, sesame seeds, poppy seeds, chia seeds, you know, you name it. And you basically make the mixture and then you spread it really thinly. And then once it's baked, you can break it up into crackers and either have those on their own, maybe with a drink, or you can serve them with cheese, or you can actually crunch them up and use them as sprinkles onto soups and salads. Really love this recipe, so don't miss that. This is actually a little regular feature that we do called Liz's Larder, and you'll often find things there that you'll find in my pantry, in my cupboards at home, things like preserves and jellies and fermented foods. That's kind of the theme of Liz's Larder. Anyway, I'm jumping forward because the first section of the magazine is all about health and beauty. So we've got a great health and beauty edit that's talking about things that are topical and current. And then again, coming back to the kind of botanical herbal theme. And this issue, we're taking a look at raspberries, remarkable raspberries, full of anthocyanins. They're really good to eat because they have a low GI, which is glycemic index. So berries are some of the lower sugar fruits that are really good to reach for. And then this is a beautiful illustration. It's a British botanical artist called Claire Robinson. And we commission her at the moment to do our full pages. And the idea is that it's kind of a cut out and keep botanical print, and I know a lot of you will collect them, you've framed them, I've seen on your stories and your Instagram or social media sharing pictures, so it's lovely to see that these pictures are actually being enjoyed in your home. Now this is one of my favourite ladies. This is Hannah Martin. She's a good friend of mine. She is a brilliant makeup artist. She's got a great Instagram. She does a lot of tutorials, a lot of YouTube. She's also on Channel 5 on the programme called 10 Years Younger. And she really is the expert in creating youthful looks at any age, really simply and well. And in this issue, it's all about eyebrows. You know, eyebrows have become a big thing. You know, my girls talk about getting their brows on before they go out. So if you've never really thought about your eyebrows and how you can define them, shape them, make them darker, enhance them so they frame the face, it can be such a simple beauty hack, if you like, just to lift and refresh your look. So that's Hannah this month, or this by month, I should say. Then actually we also do quite a bit on founders of brands. So you'll know from my Instagram lives or my YouTube that I often feature family run businesses, particularly British businesses, the smaller guys who fly under the radar. You know, they don't necessarily have big marketing budgets, they don't advertise, they may not even be able to afford to have a big snazzy website, but they're doing really good things. And this is a lovely couple. They have a company called Microbes, and they are on the Liz Loves affiliate scheme. So everything that they have is at a discount with our Liz Loves code. And it's Jeff and Sue Allen. So we go behind the scenes with them and we talk about their journey. They make amazing microbial drinks and supplements that come from the soil, from the beneficial microbiome in the soil that can actually help fortify and replenish our own microbiome. So we have really talked about their journey and how they started their brand. I think it's always so fascinating to share how other people start building their brands. Then there's some herbal recipes on making great teas, yoga. So I'm really lucky in that one of my key members of the team here at Liz Earle Wellbeing is Amy. She's our digital editor. So for those of you who receive our free weekly newsletter every Friday, that is put together by Amy. And she's also a qualified yoga instructor. So in this issue, she's given a whole set of exercises on how to wind down and get better sleep. So Muggins here gets to be the model doing some of the poses, and I'm not a yogi, trust me, I'm not a yogi. But look at these, you know, some of these are such easy, simple poses. Such a great way to stretch out and relax under Amy's expert guidance. So thank you very much, Amy, for that. And this month, if you're watching this in real time, well, actually not September, but October, because this is the September and the October issue, is Menopause Month, Menopause Awareness Month. And you may know that I'm an ambassador for the relatively newly formed charity, the Menopause Charity. And so we've decided to focus on a few more things that are menopause. There's a whole feature here on menopause in the workplace. And then we talk about something that we've never talked about before, actually, in the magazine or online. And that is the menopause. So what do you think? Does the menopause exist? Well, yes. It's not quite as dramatic, usually, as the menopause is for women, but definitely, you know, guys, they have obviously lots of hormones just as we do, but they're different. So their estrogen testosterone balance is clearly very different. They have a lot more testosterone, but they also have estrogen. As women, we run on estrogen. That's our main fuel in the tank, but we also need a bit of testosterone. So it's really interesting to take a look at the guys when they get into their second half of life, how lower levels of testosterone can affect them. So it's really good. It's really good to read. I love this picture, by the way. I just think that's such a happy, joyful picture. It's what we all want, isn't it? A good night's sleep, definitely. And maybe somebody nice to share it with. But we do also talk about sleep. There's a whole article, Beating Insomnia During the Menopause. Yeah, have you ever lain awake wide-eyed? Magnesium, I've talked a lot about magnesium. Take a magnesium supplement an hour before bed, totally transforms. It's really, really good. It's an absolutely key tip, I think, for getting a good night's sleep. Then something else here, which kind of relates to menopause, but not totally, and that is the role of soya in the diet. And soya can be quite confusing. We know that it's a natural phytoestrogen, but is it a goodie or a baddie? Well, we have got Dr. Harriet Holm here, talking about the truth about soya, sorting out the fact from the fiction. Can it help with hot flushes? Well, you have to read to find out. And then we move into the food and drink section of the magazine. So health and beauty, always at the beginning with some well-being, then food and drink, lots of recipes, great squash, obviously coming up at this time of year. That's a fantastic soup recipe, by the way, spicy squash soup. It's a great risotto. We've got simple suppers, and there's a really good drink to make, turmeric and ginger shots. Fantastic for this time of year. Honestly, if you've not been adding turmeric and ginger into your diet yet, please think about it as we enter the cough, cold and flu season. Lots of food. Then we go, it was a great muffin recipe, pumpkin, feta and harissa muffins. Yum. And the great thing about those is you can batch cook them and then you can freeze them and just take them out one at a time when you need them, or just take one out to defrost so that you've got it in the morning to grab and go. Then home and away. Thankfully, a few more of us are beginning to travel a little bit more. So our home and away section was a little bit depleted in the last year or so. We've been focusing very much on staycations and things that you can do at home. Now, of course, we're looking a little bit further afield. So that is a blessing. And then for the home, if you are staying at home, some great home ideas, some of our favourite brands here. And talking about favourite brands, we've got a new section of the magazine called Liz Loves. And this is bringing to life some of the affiliate discount brands that we work with that give us our amazing discounts. So if you want to know a little bit more about them, you will find them here. Back in the garden, we've got Sarah Raven talking about Eat the Season, what to grow, what to plant, what to pick. She has a fantastic recipe as well. The Andalusian, is that how you say it? Andalusian, yeah, soup bowl. Actually, she calls it salad soup. So yeah, it's a really, really nice one. And dahlias, oh my goodness, who doesn't love a beautiful dahlia? Sarah Raven obviously is queen of all dahlias. But look at these arrangements, absolutely stunning. I've got a new garden to get planting, and dahlias are one of the things that are definitely going to go in there. And talking about gardens, lovely little feature actually about the songbirds in our gardens and how we can help protect them, because many of them are declining in number and we need to do all we can, I think, to protect our little feathered friends. So moving on to the end of the magazine, don't forget to enter the competition if you haven't already. An amazing stay at St. Lucia. Look at that, doesn't that look beautiful? Competitions, gotta love a competition, totally free to enter. Somebody's got to win it, so it could be you. And if you don't have the magazine, just go to the website, by the way. If you just go to lizearlewellbeing.com, you'll see the competition. You can just click to enter. So it doesn't really matter whether you've got the magazine or not. You can still take part. Then coming up to the end of the book, we have the book club. End of the book, end of the magazine. I guess in publishing world, it's called The Book. But yeah, we do have a book club. So lots of recommended reads, things that the team and I have really enjoyed that we think are worth sharing. And then we look at a charity. So we focus on a charity at the end of each magazine. It's a little section called Helping Hands. This is a great one. It's about the Lady Garden Foundation, which is the gynecological cancer charity. Really interesting to be aware of their work. And we interviewed Jenny Halpin-Price, who is the CEO of the Lady Garden Foundation. And then, last but not least, right at the end of the magazine is a column that I write, and it's always very personal. So I hope you enjoy it. It's called In Truth, and it's kind of, do you know when you say to somebody, you know, how you feeling, how you doing, what's going on, and you go and say, well, do you know, to tell you the truth, this is what's happening, and this is what I found, and this is my column. So I hope you enjoy it. It's probably the most personal one I have written to date. So, but I figured we're all friends here, so it's good to share, you know, and it's good to share hard times as well as good times, but hopefully there'll be lots of good times to come. So don't forget that if you want the magazine, you do have to subscribe. We have limited copies now because we don't produce thousands and thousands of extra copies. We make them really for our subscribers, so those have all gone out. We do still have just a few, so if you do want to subscribe, now is a really good time because there's a great deal. Of course, we always try and do a good deal. So I said that since coming out of retail, it's that bit cheaper. It means that we can give you a free copy. So basically you pay for 6 copies. So that's one every 2 months for the year. But you, sorry, the other way around. You get 6 copies, but you only pay for 5. That'd be a bit rubbish, wouldn't it? If you paid for 6 and only got 5. No. Other way around, Liz, you pay for 5, but you get a free one. You get an extra one free. And of course you get your free P&P. And at the moment, if you are watching in real time, and again, it's limited, so I can't say it's going to be there for everybody, but there is a great subscription gift, which is from Dr. Lip, and it's worth £18. It's this really nice balm. It's just got 2 key ingredients, the coconut oil and the purified lanolin. And as we head into the winter months, when maybe you've got little patches of dry, flaky skin or your hands are feeling really chapped, then this is a really lovely skin saver to have. So we do have those just at the moment while stocks last. So if you want one, do grab it now. And if you've got your magazine and you're thinking, well, I've got it, but I'd quite like to give it to somebody else and maybe I'll keep the gift. You can do that as well. You just need to ring Warners. They're the company that handle our magazine subscriptions. If you ring them when you place your order and say, look, I want to send the magazine to somebody and give them the gift of well-being all the way through the year. But actually, I quite fancy the gift myself if you could send it to me. If you tell them, then they'll make sure that you get the gift. Or you could send the whole lot to a friend. And if you don't fancy that or it's run out, then you can choose a back issue. So yeah, you get another issue. So that's what, 7 issues for the price of 5, if I got my maths right. So these are just some of our magazines that we've had over the years, and you do get the last issue, which you can have as an extra bonus as well if you want that, if you don't actually want the physical subscription gift of a product. So, exhausting. I mean, not as exhausted as we are, I tell you, when we put it all get together, but we love it so much. There's a very small team and everybody works incredibly hard. So I'd like to take this opportunity to say a massive thank you to my team of wellbeing warriors who are not so often here in the studios with me now. Most of them are working from home now, but we are still getting together now a little bit more frequently, and they are just tireless and so dedicated in putting together a great magazine. Not only the magazine actually, but also the resources on the website, the podcast team, my producers and guest bookers and all of those. So I just hope that you really enjoy everything that we're doing. There is so much to share. You can join us on social media. It's lovely that you're here tuning in to YouTube. Don't forget to click the subscribe button, because we always have new videos and recipe ideas going out. And I know YouTube can sometimes be a little bit complicated and it's a busy place to navigate. So it's always a good idea if you subscribe. And if you're really dead keen, you can click the little bell icon. That's the notification button. So that means as soon as we post a new video, you get a little alert to tell you that it's up live. But in the meantime, I really hope you enjoy the magazine. Do let me know. Leave a comment below. We do read all the comments. We try and answer as many as we can, but I'd love to hear from you. And I just hope that you're enjoying everything that we do here at Liz Earle Wellbeing. Thanks for tuning in. Bye for now.